That's a whole nother animal. Now, if a person got a problem with me, the problem 9 out of 10 is they don't know all the shit I know. And my give a fuck meter barely move for a motherfucker's opinion, errant statements. That shit don't move my give a fuck meter. The only motherfucker can move my give a fuck meter is Big Mama. When she tell me now you deal with that, then that's when it get dealt with. And today we dealing with understanding that power has to be handled with care like a fragile vase. Right? And once you encounter power of any sort, if you don't use it correctly, it's going to blow up in your face. It's like holding a bomb and you don't even know somebody detonated. Don't make shit blow up in your face by picking on the wrong people. Right? So as soon as I started to give a fuck, that's when we going to have a problem. But as of right now, I haven't seen anything that requires me to give a fuck about addressing the individual on any level. Because ain't none of these motherfuckers on my level. Right? But that doesn't make me better than them. Right? That don't make me a big I versus they little you. It just means my job was different. And because I had a different job, it required me to take a different position. So now what we have to do is we have to continue to get the message out. Free Larry Hoover. We have to keep on getting the message out until the people understand that the United States corporation is over with. That shit in the history books. Watch what happened to the money in the next week. All these motherfuckers that's chasing the bag. Watch what happened to the money. When they seized banks for fraud, for mortgage fraud, and for lending and borrowing violations across the board, all of the banks is dirty and guilty. They all tie into the central banks called the Federal Reserve, which is also closed. So if you don't see the money falling, you're going to keep chasing a falling dream. This shit is over with. Right? So when motherfuckers is trying to overcharge the people for some shit that they can't possibly do because it's against the laws of the universe, I got to tell you. When somebody in here trying to hustle you out of the money and enrich themselves off your ancestral misery and suffering, I had to tell you. Right? And so now what we about to see following the laptop of Hunter Biden is a series of unfortunate events for those who are in love with the almighty dollar and believe that the dollar is their God. Your God is about to be speared in the chest with a wooden stake, that blood-sucking vampire. So keep on rustling the people, begging, misleading, and telling lies. And I'm going to keep telling them the truth. And I'm going to keep exposing whatever Big Mama tell me to expose. And I'm going to address anything that Big Mama tell me to address. Which brings me to Brother Rich 363 and his Patreon. I had a couple of people that believe for some reason that me going on his Patreon have anything to do with me not charging for my information. Just because I don't charge doesn't mean that if I go to somebody else's platform, they won't be charging. That's not my responsibility to regulate an adult's business practices. I got to go where the people at. It's people on Patreon that's not on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. And that's because they don't want the headache that come to dealing with all these low vibrational, tacky ass individuals who put shit out in the open that they don't have anything to support. Right? So I have to go wherever the people need to hear the information in order for them to know where I'm at. So if somebody charge on a platform, that has nothing to do with me. I don't charge shit for this information I give out for free on a regular basis. 90% of the motherfuckers complaining not going to go back and watch shit I did 3 years ago when I was getting started in teaching. They not going to go. That's required them to be invested in their own liberation. Most motherfuckers ain't invested until they see the system fall. Most motherfuckers want you to do the work. And if you don't do it the way that they think you should be doing it, then you got to be wrong. It's the same way every motherfucking leader in our community. This is why don't nobody want no leadership role with us. I don't know nobody that would pick a leadership role in our community based on what we've been seeing with our leadership. The people don't support the leaders. The leader get taken away. Oh, well, that's another nigga gone. Now, who can I go follow now? Like blind sheep. Not me. This is why I don't have a congregating location, a physical building. I could have been did that shit. I had businesses that I closed. I had a lucrative job that I left to teach my people who the enemy was and how they was deceiving us and how they was misleading us and turning us against each other and using our ignorance to capitalize on, and how they method of operation, how they work. They whole Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution bullshit, right? So when I know how they operate, I see it coming before it get here. Just because I don't say nothing, it don't mean I don't know nothing. Because I don't tell everything I know, right? But everything I tell y'all can bank on that shit, because I'm not going to speak presumptuously. A little knowledge is more dangerous than none at all. Because the motherfuckers that presume to know have to patchwork their shit with lies in order to make it seem like they know what they talking about. I don't have to do that. I can go tell you where to find the information. And it ain't that I didn't never know this shit. It's just that I needed to study all that shit so I can tell y'all where the references was. Now I know where all of the references was. Now I know where to point y'all to look. This is the rock. Pick that motherfucker up. I leaves no stone unturned. Right? So I don't have no problem with a motherfucker just because they got a problem with me. First of all, we not beefing unless you my equal. And I haven't seen somebody that's on here that I should be beefing with. In other words, I haven't seen nobody information, comparatively speaking, that would lead me to have a dispute with them in order to iron out the differences. I haven't seen that. There's probably somebody on here, but I just haven't ran across them yet. And normally, if I address their information, it's because they wrong. But normally, I don't even address their information unless somebody directly asks me. Right? Now, it's a few people that got a problem with me that I never had a problem with. Right? So they can take their problem, wrap that motherfucker around a cardboard core, and use that motherfucker for toilet paper. Because that's about how much I give a fuck about a motherfucker having a problem with me. My agenda not going to change. Free Larry Hoover is my agenda. Raise the matriarchy is my agenda. Restore the land back to the people is my agenda. Right? Oust the imposters is my agenda. Anything other than that, my give a fuck meter not going to move. So if you want to go against what's righteous, then you might be able to get my attention and get a rise out of me to address some bullshit in the open. I'm with the shits, right? I'm with all the smoke. I want all the smoke, but I'm not going to get no smoking if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna keep my motherfucking mouth shut. But when I come for the smoke, I'm gonna come right because I'm gonna be right. I'm not gonna pick on nobody. I'm not gonna harass nobody, and I'm not kissing that nigga ass. If you need me to kiss your ass in order for you to feel like you have personal value, fuck you. And the ass you need kissed. I will kick that motherfucker. I'm not kissing it. Now, brother got mad at me and was bad-mouthing me, and Big Mama told me to reach out to him. So I reached out to him, and he was mad at me because I read his message and didn't respond. And I thought to myself, that motherfucker got a lot of motherfucking balls. I'm not obligated to respond to damn motherfucker. I'm not obligated to answer nobody questions or phone calls. I'm not obligated and beholden to damn motherfucker watching. Everything I'm doing it from the kindness of my heart, out of the goodness of who I am, in order to wake my motherfucking people up about the condition we in, that we moving into a new agenda that's based on us this time. And anybody that's not with that, well, that's on you. You won't be here when it's over with because you're going to be grouped right on in with the fucking enemies. And you know how we treat the enemies, especially these niggas from Chicago, right? So we don't have no problem with giving the enemy what the enemy got coming once he's established himself as the enemy. As far as the family members that might run astray, well, we got a way to put them back in their place too, right? And all of us work together from different sides of the town in order to alert our people this shit is over with. Yeah. So the people that's probably the agent is the motherfuckers that's calling me an agent. If I was an agent, I wouldn't do this shit for free, and I wouldn't be telling y'all the fucking truth. And I wouldn't be giving up all of the receipts that you can scroll my page. It's all receipts. Don't nobody got more receipts than me but Malachi Z. York. Period. Don't nobody got more receipts than me other than Malachi Z. York, the master teacher. My teacher, right? I'm the master student of the master teacher. So don't argue with me. Beef with them receipts. That's what you go beef with. I told y'all these motherfuckers look like us, but they not us. You can tell who they is by how they move. Right? So when they sitting here laughing at me and they saying that Larry we only been working on this shit 6 months. Larry been working on this shit 50 years. Now you tell me how long do it take? Right? So as far as the family business go, folks address folks on folks' time. That's on boss. You know? And fucking with me like fucking with Hoover. That's Hoyas on your motherfucking ass. Right? That's that bulldog shit. Don't matter to me. They can get it however they want it. I'm gonna tell you this. This shit is over. The government has failed in y'all face, but y'all watching the stage show play out in social and public media. And that shit about to fall next. Because soon as the situation revealed a whole fraud that they was running, because it has to be revealed, all they dirt has to come to the surface. Right? And when they dirt come to the surface, and when all of this shit sorted out, y'all gonna be like, damn, right? The only one of them niggas was right. Right? It's a couple more on here. Brothers that got all of the good in them, and motherfuckers still want to chop them down. Right? Motherfuckers got upset and offended because me and Khalid didn't have a full-fledged argument and debate session when we talked. That's my brother. Anybody don't like it can kiss his ass and man too. Right? He probably don't want his ass dirty with y'all riding lips. But you can kiss man. What we gonna do now? It look like I got a couple of questions. I'm gonna answer a couple questions, then I'm gonna save this video. I got a little while longer. Yep, so Emmy will tell me that the truckers is on strike, so y'all need to know that, because that's a food shortage in the making. Y'all also need to know that there is huge ships over Vegas, Chicago, Atlanta, and Los Angeles right now. Y'all also need to know that the erratic weather patterns is telling y'all something, and y'all need to pay attention. Larry ain't never killed nobody. To come in, she might want some questions she want to ask me.
Right. Hey, I'm so happy to be in here with you, man. You have no idea. Oh my goodness.
I'm loving your energy.
Blessings to you. Many blessings to you. First of all, like for real, like everything you be saying, I love. Like for real. They need to give you your flowers now. All of them, man. You killed it on the live the other night on Black Magic. Like, killed it. So like, you deserve it for real.
Look, if they want to give me my flowers, the best thing they can do is spread the word. Free Larry Hoover, raise the
Free Larry
patriarchy.
Hoover. I know that's right. Yes. Yes.
I'm good with that. I don't need nothing after that.
Yes, I know that's right.
Once we see three kings walking, I got Pharaoh money.
Okay.
So I'm not even worried about it.
I know that's right.
I already been putting my work in.
Okay, you have though. No, for real. Honestly, like you have taught me so much. It's so crazy, but you really, really have like opened my eyes to so much, and I thank you for that. So I really wanted to just tell you that like you truly deserve it. Because when I watched the other day, on Black Magic, and you were talking and stuff, like all the stuff you say is so informative, and it's like wow, like it really makes you think. Like when you were talking about Antarctica and stuff and what's behind the wall, and like everything you were saying, it's like I'm getting there with you on the spiritual level, spiritual aspect, opening up and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to tell you that.
You know, that's what makes this worth it. You know,
yes.
One compliment override 10,000 naysayers to me.
Oh, you deserve it. You do, man. I'm telling you, you're like a walking, like, you know so much, and I love it because like every question you was coming with the answer, like you like a walking encyclopedia for real, man. Like you just keep doing what you do because you are the best. Like you really are. Many blessings to you on your life, and I pray long life over you because I'm telling you, man, people need to hear the stuff that you're saying, and they need to know it. And I'm just glad that someone is actually stepping up and saying it. So I thank you. I do.
You know, today I got a call from the guy who is the curator from the largest African museum of artifacts in America that weren't stolen.
Wow.
He said,
yeah.
He said, I got to always put the wasn't stolen behind it because so many people pillaged the continent.
Dang, man. Dang, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So I asked him, I said, do you know why the Africans donated all of those artifacts? And he was telling me, that the British was pillaging. I know that's not why.
What you tell him?
It's a Pan-African connection.
Okay.
Comparative analysis of their artifacts over there and ours over here. Tell us.
Is it true? Is it true, Rod, not to interrupt you at all, but is it true that like some of these artifacts, like if we were to be around these artifacts that are from our people, that we could like literally energetically pick up on energy or things connected to these items? Is that true?
Yeah, that's 100% true.
Wow.
Some of the artifacts will be calibrated to your bloodline.
Wow.
One of your ancestors, let's say it's a sword, right?
Yes.
Melting process of the sword while it was hot, they either burned as a brand one of your ancestors, or they cut their hand and drip their blood on it so that it's tied to the family.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep. So it does hold their energy in it. That's deep. And I feel like they know this. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they know that it would do something to us or like open something up in us, or like, you know what I mean?
Like if we looking at one of those hieroglyph walls,
have
the blood of the pharaohs, it doesn't look like a bunch of painting on the wall to us. It plays out like a cartoon.
Like
right in front of our face while we looking at it. It's like a whole cartoon skit being played out.
You're so right. And you know what's so crazy? When you were talking the other night and you were bringing up Thor, the movie, it's like now when I start thinking about these movies, because you were talking about that scene in Thor and how basically like we have someone that does sit and kind of like delegate who comes in and comes out. But it's so crazy when you start looking at these movies now, they really do kind of give you a blueprint in a sense to what could be actually happening right now. And that's so crazy when you really think that it's reality and it's not really fiction, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm. Like if you remember at the beginning of Ragnarok, the lady that came at the beginning, and she was Thor's sister, right?
Yes.
That was Helen.
Okay.
Now remember, you have to have a pure heart to wield Thor's hammer.
Yes, because nobody could move that hammer. Nobody.
He threw it at her and she crushed that bitch.
Yes. So she was pure-hearted. You're right.
Not only was she pure-hearted, she was a much higher rank than anybody they had encountered.
Oh, okay.
Why was she dressed in black would be the next question.
Yeah, why would she be dressed in black then?
The Black
Because wouldn't it be
Madonna.
white?
The Black Madonna. Big Mama always wore
Oh, because white
color
means
code
purity, though, right?
sometimes, but the black is the infinite.
Okay. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Come
So
on now,
when you
them
look at
jewels.
the Catholic Church, the Pope wears white, but the nuns wear black.
They do. They do.
The
You're
nuns
right.
originally wore white, and the lady is supposed to be a woman where the Pope sit.
It's supposed to be female. And you know what? I can believe that. I can
She,
so believe that it would be a feminine energy.
yeah,